Alrighty, test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, sounds good. Can you hear me now? I just turned up my mic. So I should. There's about a 5-second delay on it, so. Yeah, you just heard me? Okay. So it. Yep. Alrighty. So what I need you to do is. How long is it on the current song that's playing over in the automation? Yeah, that's fine. If you just want to fade it and then tell me when you start the opener. Okay, sounds good. And then I will always say how long of a break I want. Pre-game and post-game, well, actually just pre-game, it'll be 2 minutes pretty much. And then during the game, it's just 60 seconds. So if you just do 60 seconds at a time, it'll be just fine. Yeah. Just, okay. Alrighty, we set to go. And a very good afternoon to you and yours. We are back here, Waynesville, Missouri, the site of the Waynesville Softball Stadium for today's Ozark Conference matchup. Again, the Waynesville Lady Tigers set to take on the Kickapoo Lady Chiefs. It's Connor Harbert here with you today, Z102.3. Glad you could join me here on what has proven to be a rather cloudy and, well, I won't say it's truly cold, but it's much colder than what we had on Tuesday. So 2 games, kind of different weather conditions for you. Of course, Tuesday when we took on Lebanon in Lebanon, it was very, very hot. Of course, the temperature has dropped a little bit since then. Game time temperature going to be about 66, 67 degrees here today. But Waynesville looking to add some runs here today. The last couple of games, it has been a bit of a struggle to pick some runs up. Of course, 2 straight shutouts, 3-0 against Glendale last Thursday. On Tuesday against Lebanon, game finished 10-0. A game in which Waynesville wasn't really able to contain the Lady Yellow Jacket offense either. So looking to kind of right the ship here a little bit, now sitting at 7-8 on the year. But of course, facing a very good squad here, riding quite the winning streak in the Kickapoo Lady Chiefs. Of course, these 2 teams sharing a class, sharing a conference, not in the same district. Kickapoo in District 5, Waynesville, they are in District 2, but Kickapoo, they are winners of their last 8 games, an 8-game winning streak here for Kickapoo. They've only lost 4 games on the season, so if you count up the wins past that point, you got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 4 on the season is Kickapoo, and again, winning their last 8 games. So, of course, we have got ourselves about 10 more minutes before we get to our first pitch here today. Of course, we'll announce starting lineups before too long. We'll get your national anthem as well. Maybe we'll get your national anthem here today. We've been having some audio problems at the ballpark, but we'll eventually get the first pitch at about 4:30, and then we'll be able to take it from there. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a short 2-minute timeout. We'll come back. We'll go through the starting lineups for both these sides, and again, we'll ever approach first pitch here today on what has proven to be a fairly solid day weather-wise here for Waynesville and Kickapoo. Again, back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. And welcome back here once again to the Waynesville Softball Stadium. Again, just getting ever closer to first pitch here today, about 8 minutes until we throw out that first pitch. Of course, Waynesville back at home after a trip to Lebanon on Tuesday, trying to get back some positive momentum here, as I mentioned at the outset of today's broadcast. 2 straight shutouts here. It's been a hard time for the Lady Tigers to pick up some runs. Against Lebanon, we're able to pick up quite a few base runners, but unfortunately just left them stranded, and that's really just as bad as not putting them on base at all at the end of the day. So, of course, Kickapoo 15-4 on the season. Waynesville coming in at 7-8. You'll take a look here at some common opponents, and of course, as you kind of move throughout the season, you get a few more common opponents here and there. The one to watch, that would be Lebanon. Of course, Waynesville dropping 2 games to Lebanon here this season, 5-1 and 10-0. This Kickapoo team, earlier in the year, they took on Lebanon, and they were able to walk out with an 8-5 victory there. So these two teams, of course, playing in the same conference. You have a lot of the same opponents. Obviously, more. How about, I'm going to scan it all now. But, of course, you're going to see Rolla eventually. You're going to see Parkview. And, of course, we're waiting on Waynesville to really play a couple of those teams. How about Glendale? There you go. Of course, 3-0. It was Waynesville falling to Glendale. Kickapoo was able to take a 13-0 victory there in that game as well. So that's just a couple of key common opponents here for you today. But, of course, we take a look at your starting lineups. They're going to look a little bit something like this here today. First and foremost for Waynesville. Batting leadoff today, back in the leadoff spot. That's going to be your center fielder, Alyssa Hillman. And then batting second, that'll be the catcher, Riley Grosswiener. Batting third, the pitcher here today, that'll be Emma Ray. And then batting cleanup, that'll be your third baseman in Reagan Grosswiener. Batting fifth, your designated player here today, Soraya Horsey. Then batting sixth, that's the first baseman in Brittany Davison. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Riley Voigt. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Joe Jones. Batting ninth, your shortstop, Kendall Cobb. And then batting 10th, or actually, excuse me, not batting 10th, but rather your flex player here today. That'll be your right fielder in Jennifer Boyd. So, again, Hillman, Grosswiener, Ray, Grosswiener again, Horsey, Davison, Voigt, Jones, Cobb, and Boyd. And as we flip the lineup and take a look at Kickapoo, they're going to look a little bit something like this. Batting leadoff, that's your center fielder as well, Taylor Akers. Batting second, that's your shortstop in Taryn Haggart. Batting third, the third baseman, Carly Facklum. Batting fourth, the catcher, Callie Muldoon. Batting fifth, that's your first baseman, Kaylee Henderson. Batting sixth, the right fielder in Ellie Chevy. Batting seventh, the designated player, Katie Vaughn. Batting eighth is your second baseman, Michaela Pilley. Batting ninth, playing left. I'm all over the place here today. That'll be your left fielder, Reese Harrell. Your flex player will be in the circle. That'll be your pitcher in Allison Scott. Scott, very talented pitcher, of course, coming off of a rather prestigious award as a freshman last season. So we'll kind of get to that when we get to that there. But again, 5 minutes here until our first pitch. We're going to go ahead and take another timeout. Let's make this one 4 minutes. We'll go ahead and take a 4-minute timeout. When we come back, we should be right on top of it. It should be time for our first pitch here today. But we'll be back in 4 minutes. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Once again, back here at the Waynesville Softball Stadium, here, of course, right next to the high school and the football field next to Waynesville High School or something like that. Connor Harbert here with you, Z102.3. Just a little bit of an update here for you as we cross the 4:30 mark. It looks like we might be a little bit delayed in starting today's game. As I was told, Kickapoo, the bus, blew a tire, so they were a little bit late here today. And so it looks like they are going to go ahead and take their infield right about now, and then we'll get going a few minutes past our original start time. So hopefully that doesn't delay us too much here, but of course, we do have two teams here today. Waynesville looking to try to get back to 500, 7-8 on the season. Kickapoo at 15-4, riding an 8-game winning streak. It's really going to be up to Waynesville to try to break that momentum here today. So a little bit about our opponent for today, that being the Kickapoo Lady Chiefs. Last season, 18-11, fell to Carthage in the first round of districts. 2 years prior to that, back in 2020, were able to finish third place in the state. So this is a Kickapoo squad who have had a few good years in a row now. But of course, it all starts with your pitcher in the circle, Allison Scott. She's going to be a very tough pitcher today to face for Waynesville. Last season as a freshman was named the Ozark Conference's Pitcher of the Year. So now a sophomore, another year older, she's looking to have a great career here at the high school level. You also have a couple of all-conference seniors as well, both in the lineup. That would be Callie Muldoon, Taylor Akers, and Carly Facklum. So actually make that a trio, by the way. You also have a couple sophomores and underclassmen as well. Taryn Haggart, of course, playing shortstop here today. Kaylee Henderson will be playing over at first base. She's just a junior. And then Reese Harold out in the outfield. They are also returnees as well. So a lot of returners. Obviously, the experience has shown in what Kickapoo has been able to accomplish on their way through this season. But Waynesville, of course, we know they are capable. We've seen Emma Ray in the circle for the Lady Tigers. She can pick up multiple strikeouts. And if you can keep this one really kind of low, obviously the Waynesville offense needs to be kind of adjusted. We need to see more runs come out from the Lady Tigers here today. I think you'll have a shot here at this one. No game is ever unwinnable. But, of course, Waynesville going to be coming in a bit of the underdog here today. Again, your lineups for Waynesville, that would be Hillman. Alyssa Hillman batting leadoff. Riley Gross-Wiener batting second. Emma Ray batting third. Reagan Gross-Wiener batting fourth today. Soraya Horsey also in the lineup. She's batting fifth. Brittany Davison batting sixth. You have Riley Voigt batting seventh. Joe Jones batting eighth. Kendall Cobb batting ninth. And then, of course, your flex player today, that's going to be Jennifer Boyd. We'll see Boyd out in the field, but she will not take to the plate, at least to start off today's ball game. So, hey, while they go ahead and take infield, Kickapoo is out on the field taking infield. We're going to go ahead and take another 4-minute break. Like I said, apologies for the delay here, but a bit out of our control here on this one. So, again, another 4-minute break. We'll come back. Hopefully, we'll be ever closer to that first pitch here today. But, again, you're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. And once again, back out here at Waynesville as we continue to move closer to that first pitch. Of course, Kickapoo arriving a little bit late here today, had some mechanical problems in getting down to Waynesville, so we are a bit delayed here, obviously a couple minutes past the halfway point of the 4 o'clock hour. But again, it's Connor Harbit here with you, Z102.3, as Waynesville continues that hunt, trying to get back to 500, trying to break a 2-game losing skid after losses to Glendale and Lebanon earlier on in the week. But hey, while we've got some time here, I wanted to go ahead and go over some of our next broadcasts as we are ever busy. Of course, tomorrow we're back on the road once again for some Tiger football. How about that? As we'll be making another trip out to Lebanon. Of course, I'll be joined by Garrett Bowles as we take on the Lebanon Yellow Jackets. Pre-game on that's going to be 6:30. Hopefully kickoff will be around 7 o'clock there for that. But as we move on into the next week, we've got more softball here for you. We've got a couple of home games next week. First of all, the 27th, right back here in Waynesville, taking on the Rolla Lady Bulldogs. Of course, that'll be a 4:15 pregame, 4:30 start there. And then, of course, Thursday, we'll have another game for you here at home in Waynesville, as then we play the Parkview Lady Vikings, of course, playing host to Parkview there. 4:15 and 4:30, of course, most softball games, 4:30. We do have the 1 p.m. game coming up, but that's not until the start of October. And then next Friday, we've got a home football game. Of course, 2 home football games left for the Tiger football team, and that would be the next one as we come back home. Homecoming, by the way, taking on Hillcrest. So look forward to that. Hopefully see a lot of you out there for homecoming and, of course, all the festivities that surround that there. Very excited, of course, of first year in Waynesville. Looking forward to seeing how homecoming goes around here. I've seen quite a few homecomings, hoping it all stacks up there. So, of course, Kickapoo still taking IO, and again, apologies for all of the breaks here, but just kind of trying to stretch it out until we get to first pitch here today. So we're going to go ahead and take another 4-minute timeout. Of course, big thank you to all of our sponsors who do make this broadcast possible. Again, we'll come back in 4 minutes, and hopefully we'll have, lineups in the national anthem. Hopefully we'll get going here today between Waynesville and Kickapoo. Another 4-minute timeout. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. And again, welcome back here to Waynesville as we're just about to get started here today. Of course, still have the national anthem here in front of us, but we are back here once again. We are finally moving ahead. Again, like I mentioned, Kickapoo just a little bit late here. Had some mechanical problems getting to the ballpark, so delaying the game by about 15 minutes here today. But with the time we do have, we'll go over the starting lineups one more time here for you. First and foremost for Waynesville, they're going to look a little bit something like this. Batting leadoff, the center fielder, Alyssa Hillman. Batting second, your catcher, Riley Grosswiener. Batting third, that'll be the pitcher, Emma Ray today. And then batting cleanup, that's your third baseman in Reagan Grosswiener. Batting fifth, the designated player, Soraya Horsey. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Brittany Davison. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Riley Voigt. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Joe Jones. Batting ninth, the shortstop, Kendall Cobb. And your flex player here today will be out and right, and that'll be Jennifer Boyd. Again, the Lady Tigers, they are 7-8 on the season and are losers of 2 straight, trying to right the ship and get back into the win column here today. Now, quickly, the lineup here for the Kickapoo Lady Chiefs, 15-4 on the season. Batting leadoff, the center fielder Taylor Akers. Batting second, the shortstop Taryn Haggart. Batting third, the third baseman Carly Facklum. Batting cleanup, that's your catcher in Callie Muldoon. Batting fifth, the first baseman Kaylee Henderson. Batting sixth, the right fielder Ellie Chevy. Batting seventh, the designated player Katie Vaughn. Batting eighth, the second baseman Michaela Pilley. Batting ninth, the left fielder Reese Harrell. And then finally, the flex player here today, that'll be your all-conference sophomore pitcher in Allison Scott. 15-4 the Kickapoo Lady Chiefs, and they have won 8 in a row. National anthem on the way. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We'll be back with first pitch. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back to it here in Waynesville. Waynesville has officially taken the field, so we are about to get started. Today's Lady Tiger softball matchup. Again, Waynesville taking on the Kickapoo Lady Chiefs. Connor Harbert here with you, Z102.3. Thanks for sticking with me as we are a little bit delayed here today, but we're going to get going here with the start of the Kickapoo lineup. Again, Waynesville, and I know I've mentioned this several times, trying to get back to 500, 7-8 here on the year, and of course going to have to get over a very tough Kickapoo squad to do it. So it'll be Akers, Haggart, and Facklum set to bat for the Lady Chiefs as Emma Ray takes her spot. Again, we'll get to your defensive arrangement here in just a little bit. Just a reminder who's out in the field for the Lady Tigers. But it will be the center fielder Taylor Akers settling in, batting from the left-hand side of the plate. Wide open stance. Foot all the way back in the box as Ray delivers the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Ray looking to right the ship in her own right. on the Lady Tigers. 10 runs given up to Lebanon on Tuesday. 0-1. Hard hit down the left field line, but it's foul, and it'll be 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes here. Deep hole, next pitch, low and away, it's ball 1. Kickapoo winners of their last 8 straight victories over Ozark, West Plains, Republic, Parkview, Lebanon, Francis Howell Central, Rolla, and Grain Valley. Next pitch, also low and away, it's ball 2. Their last loss came back on September 9th. And that was a loss against Marquette at the Ozarks Fall Festival. 2-2 now. Again outside, and we'll start off this ball game with a full count. From 0-2, we go 3-2 now. Three balls, 2 strikes, the payoff pitch. Low and away, it's ball 4. So after getting the 0-2 count, 4 straight outside the zone, puts the leadoff batter aboard. And that brings us now to Taryn Haggart. Also a left-handed batter and also with the wide open stance. So Ray delivers. Akers taking off for second. Throw down is not going to be in time, as the pitch is high and inside for ball 1. So a runner in scoring position now over on second. 1-0 count. Akers taking off for third now. Throw down to the bag is again not going to be in time. And so Kickapoo quickly putting a runner just 1 bag away. Missed the call at the plate. Hopefully we'll get an indication here. I believe 2-0. Next pitch. That one's definitely going to be a called strike. Now 2-1. Yep, 2-1. That'll be the count. Runner on third. 2-1 pitch. It's outside. Ball 3. Ray in danger of maybe giving up a second straight walk to begin the game. 3-1 pitch. Fouled off. And now how about for the second straight batter? We'll go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again defensively. Ray in the circle. Riley Grosvenor behind the plate. Fully off pitch. Foul to the left again. Get a second offering at 3-2. Riley Grosvenor behind the plate. Brittany Davison over at first. We've got Joe Jones at second today. Kendall Cobb at short. Reagan Grosvenor over at third. Riley Voigt left field. Alyssa Hillman center field. Jennifer Boyd out and right. Here's a swing. Shallow pop up. Third base side. Reagan Grosvenor jumps up. Makes the grab. 4 out number 1. A couple steps back and had to use just about every inch of the frame over there at third base. But she's able to haul it in and record out number 1. That does hold the runner over at third for the time being. 1 down. Here's the third baseman, Carly Facklin. First pitch 2. Facklin is a called strike. Finds the inside half of the plate. First time we'll see a right-handed batter today. Again, a returner for the Lady Chiefs, Facklin is. Here's a junior. 0-1. Low and inside. That's going to get away from Grosvenor, and that's going to allow the run to score. Akers slides in, and Kickapoo takes a quick 1-0 lead. So a wild pitch brings the run home. Waynesville finding themselves trailing here early. Base pad is now empty. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. On deck, the cleanup hitter for Kickapoo. That being Callie Muldoon. But of course, still awaiting result here. 1 away, the 2-strike pitch. Change up, hard ground ball over to short. Stopping at it, that'll be Cobb, but her throw is going to be a little late. And it'll be an infield single here for Facklin. First hit of the inning here for Kickapoo. Puts a runner back on first. And again, here comes Callie Muldoon. Cleanup hitter will be behind the plate for the Lady Chiefs come the bottom of the first. So Ray settles in once again. First pitch of the at-bat. It's inside. Gets away from Grosvenor. Taking off for second is going to be Facklem. She'll get in there safely. So 1-0 to start the count, but now a runner on. Second. Next pitch going to be a called strike one. Ball in around the knees to even up the count. Next pitch on the way also. Ruled a strike. Getting a couple by the cleanup hitter. Ray back ahead of the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Still looking for that first strike on the day. Here's the pitch. Low and inside. Gets away from the catcher. And Facklem over to third. Two balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Fouled off. Off towards the bleachers. We'll stay at 2-2. Here's that next 2-2 pitch now. Change up. Maybe reach for it a bit outside. Foul territory. Davison, Grosvenor giving chase, but neither able to run it down near the Kickapoo dugout. And we'll get a third try here at 2-2. Still in the top of the first as we approach that 5 o'clock hour. Here is the 2-2 again. Line drive right side, but foul. Coach over there in the dugout thought about trying to barehand that one, and well, honestly thought a little bit better of it. That ball was hauling down the line. Would have been a braver man than I if he had tried to catch that one. So still at 2-2. Next pitch. Ground ball over to short. This will at least score a run. Throw's going to go over to first. As Davison makes the grab. That'll be the second out, but Kickapoo does take a 2-0 lead. It'll go down as an RBI ground out for Muldoon. (6-3) it'll be. But here's the first baseman, Kaylee Henderson. Base paths again empty. 2-0 Kickapoo. First pitch, fouled it off to the net. Strike one. Next pitch, high and outside. Goes to the backstop for ball one. 5th batter of the inning. First out was a pop up to third. And of course, we just saw the RBI ground out for out number 2. 1-1 pitch. Fastball. Tried to chase it outside a bit, and we'll go 1-2. Ray still looking for first strikeout here. Next pitch. Almost caught it on by Henderson. In fact, our umpire started his strike 3 call, but Henderson did catch a piece of it. It'll be a foul ball, and we'll stick 1-2. Next 1-2. Outside. Henderson lays off of it. 2-2. After Henderson would be Chevy. Next 2-strike pitch. Close. Very, very close. But it is just a bit too low, and we'll go full here. Three balls, 2 strikes for the 3rd time this inning. We'll have a full count. The pitch is on its way. That's a good-looking pitch, and that's going to be strike 3 called. So Ray gets that first strikeout to end the inning, but Kickapoo does strike first. They pick up a couple runs. 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was nobody left on base. Bottom of the first. We'll see if Waynesville can't put a run or 2 on their board. As we come back in 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere. It's Waynesville Lady Tiger softball right here on Z102.3. Back here once again in Waynesville. Bottom of the first. Kickapoo putting up a 2 spot on the Lady Tigers. But back to the plate here. It's Alyssa Hillman facing an 0-1 count. So the next pitch is delivered outside. It's going to be ball 1. Hillman, Riley Grosvener, Emma Ray. All set to bat here. 1, 2, and 3. So Kickapoo plays their corner infielders very far in. The next pitch is chopped out and missed for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Next delivery, chase it outside, strike 3.
Now batting number 1, Riley Grosvener.
So 1 down here to start things out with the strikeout. That brings us to Riley Grosvener. Riley on the season. She's batting at 189. Waynesville as a unit batting 236 after 15 games. First pitch. It's inside, ball 1. One ball, no strikes here to start things out. Next pitch, down the pipe, but can't make contact. It's 1-1. So an even count here, 1-1. Scott delivers the next pitch. Just a bit too far inside, 2-1 now. Grosvener ahead of the count once again. Scott settles back in, delivers the next 1-strike pitch. It's too low, ball 3. Again, you got Scott in the circle, Callie Muldoon behind the plate. Kaylee Henderson over at first. 3-1, swung on, popped it up. Handling it will be the shortstop, that'll be Haggart. She makes the catch, 4-out number 2.
Now batting number 5, Emma Ray.
So making contact, but unfortunately popped it up in a playable spot for Kickapoo. First 2 up, first 2 down, and here's Emma Ray. Ray, she's batting 282. She watches the first pitch go by for strike 1. That's 11 hits, 39 at-bats. 8 singles, 2 doubles, and 1 home run. 0-1. Swung over the top of 1, 0-2. Ran a deep hole here. 2 outs, 2 strikes. The next pitch. Too low. Bounced in front of home plate. 1-2. If Ray manages to get aboard here, we'd see Reagan Grosvenor. Here's the 1-2. Up high, 2-2. Again, a cloudy day here today. Not a whole lot of wind to be had. Definitely much cooler than Tuesday. 2-2. That's inside. We'll go full. Plenty of full counts here today. Had 3 in the top half of the inning. And now we see a full count here in the bottom half. Plenty of pitches being thrown here in this first inning. Next pitch. Fouled it off to the net. And we'll get a second. Ray trying to keep the bottom of the first alive. Trying to find a positive result here for the Lady Tigers. Next payoff pitch, also fouled off. Ray fouling off a couple of would-be strike threes. Waynesville trailing this one 2-0. The next payoff pitch. Half-hard swing, maybe wasn't sure of it, but it's going to be strike 3. And that'll be the end of the inning. So 1-2-3 goes Waynesville here in the top of the first. Excuse me, the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Into the second we go. Top of the second with Kickapoo leading 2-0. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here in Waynesville as we enter now the top half of inning number 2. Connor Harbert here with you, Z102.3. Waynesville trailing Kickapoo 2-0. So Waynesville goes 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the inning. But we'll see 6, 7, and 8 for Kickapoo here in this half. Chevy, Vaughn, and Pilley. So Ray delivers the first pitch of the inning. Trying to lay down a bunt is Chevy, but she bunts it foul to the right. And we go 0-1. Ellie Chevy, Katie Vaughn, Michaela Pilley. If we go any farther than that, Reese Harrell. Then it's back to the top. 0-1. Delivered outside. Ball 1. Ray a strikeout and a walk in the last inning. Did give up 1 hit. 1 run scoring on a wild pitch, the other on an RBI ground out. It's got us to this 2-0 score. Here's a high fly ball right side, but it curls foul. And we'll see another 2-strike count. We've seen plenty of 2-strike counts. In fact, I think just about every batter we've seen today on the Kickapoo side has seen 2 strikes in some capacity. The Lady Chiefs are a good hitting team. You really got to find a great pitch to get on by for strike 3. Here's a changeup, but it's going to be lined out in the left. That's going to get through. It'll be a base hit to start off the inning for Chevy. She finds her way over to first.
Now batting number 21, Katie.
Tried to change speeds there, but Chevy lays off just long enough to make solid contact and to push it out into left field. So runner aboard here, nobody out. Here's the designated player, Katie Vaughn. Chevy, big leap off of first with the first pitch, but it's fouled off to the left for strike 1. And obviously Vaughn's first trip to the plate here. Still making our way the first time to the lineup. Now trying to lay a bunt. Ball's actually going to bounce away from Grosvenor. Thought it might have been contact made, but no, that was the glove. Got away. Pitch was ruled strike 2, but Chevy does get on through. It'll be ruled a pass ball. So no balls, 2 strikes, but a runner on second. Ray delivers. Comebacker to the circle. Ray has it. She'll flip it to first. And that'll be out number 1. Meanwhile, though, Chevy does move on over to third. Might have had an opportunity over at third, but Ray taking the sure out. Could have maybe got the lead runner there, but you do get one out, and now you can maybe focus back on the plate with that runner on third. So Vaughn's put away. Here's Michaela Pilley. She's going to try to bunt it. Sending the runner home. She's going to score, and the runner's going to be safe. Make it 3-0 now in favor of Kickapoo. The safety squeeze. Laying down a bunt, sending the runner. And increasing the Kickapoo lead to 3. Pretty much perfectly executed here. And there'll be one out with a runner on first. Pilley aboard. Here's the left fielder, Reese Harrell. She's trying to bunt. Misses. Strike 1. Throw down to second is not going to be in time. Pilley now on second. 0-1 count here at the plate after the miss on the bunt attempt. Next pitch to the left fielder. It's outside. Briefly gets away from Grosvenor, but not far enough to let Pilley try for third. We go 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 away, 1's across the board. Next pitch also low and away. This time it's well dug out by Grosvenor. Ray falls behind here, 2-1. It's a solid crowd here today. Getting great weather when it's all said and done for some softball. 2-1. Here's contact, but it's to the left and foul. 2-2. Let's check the weather for sure. Let's check the temperature at the moment. 64, how about it? After a couple days of 90 plus earlier in the week. I'll take it. Of course, we'll climb back up this weekend, but at least it'll be brief. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Throw down to third. Not going to be in time. But they do get the strikeout at the plate. There'll be 2 down, but a runner on third. So we go back to the top of the lineup. Here's Taylor Akers. So almost maybe had a chance there, but the throw just a little bit too late. As Pilley moves on over. Ray's second strikeout on the day. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 1 against Akers. Akers still looking for an official plate appearance. She walked her first time up. Eventually came around to score on a wild pitch. 0-1 and outside, 1-1. Akers' next swing fouls it off to the net. And again, how about another 2-strike count? Trying to get out of the inning with just the 1 run across. Came home on the fielder's choice. Here's the 1-2 now. Too low. 2-2. Again, Ray needs to keep those pitches in front of the catcher. Can't risk any wild pitches. Can't give any more undue runs. Here's the 2-2. Comebacker right up the middle. That's going to get through into the outfield, and that'll score the run. 4-0 now in favor of Kickapoo on the RBI single.
Number 2, Taryn Haggard.
So 4-0 now in favor of the Lady Chiefs. And that brings us now to Taryn Haggard. Haggard 0 for 1, popped out to third. Akers taking off for second. She'll slide in there. So 1-0 count at the plate, but a runner on second. Spray delivers the 1-0. Akers again taking off. Pitches to the backstop. She'll be in there in plenty of time. Another runner on third here. And now a 2-0 count. So 2-0. Is the sixth batter of the inning. Next pitch, too high. Ball 3. Three and 0 the count here. A little bit of trouble finding the strike zone in this at-bat. Next pitch. There it is. Caught the corner with it. 3-1. Haggart letting that one go by all the way through. 3-1. Ray delivers. Here's a line drive. Left field. That'll score another. Playing it out in left is Voigt. It'll be limited to a single. But 2 straight RBI singles. It's made it a 5-0 ball game in favor of Kickapoo.
Number 20, Carly Facklin.
So 5-0 here as Carly Facklin steps back in. Facklin singled and later scored her first time up. First pitch, too low. Haggart takes off for second. Next pitch. Fly ball, right side, but it goes foul. That'll even things up here in the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seventh batter of the inning. Again, 2 runs across. Nope, excuse me. How about? Nope. Yep, 3 runs across. 3 runs on 3 hits. Next pitch, high and outside. Haggart off to third. Tags applied, but not in time. 2-1 count at the plate, and again another runner on third. Two and 1 the count. Next pitch, big swing and a miss. Facklin saw a chance to try to unleash all the power on that one, but we go 2-2. Another 2-strike count, 2 outs. Ray delivers the pitch. Changing of speeds, but it's too low. Maybe a bit inside as well. It goes 3-2. Full count here. Again, Waynesville tries to keep the deficit here at 5 with that runner on third. Pitch on its way. Fouled it off. Bounces around the net. Second try at 3-2. Again, don't forget about tomorrow's broadcast. Waynesville Tiger football. Taking on Lebanon. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock start. Of course, that'll be at Lebanon. Third time I've made the trip to Lebanon this week. Here's the next 3-2. Another fly ball to the right and out of play. Of course, obviously was there on Tuesday for softball contest. Was meeting my dad on Monday, getting some equipment, preparing for Tuesday's broadcast. Need an umbrella. Next 3-2. Another foul ball. Lots of would-be strike threes being fouled off here at the moment. Facklin a tough out. Remember, 1 for 1 today. Had the single in the first. Also got my shelter box that I was able to keep the laptop cool in. Next 3-2. Another foul ball. It's a battle brewing here. Ray not wanting to give up the walk, but Facklin not wanting to give up the strikeout either. So we're still here at 3-2. Something's got to give eventually. All right, looking over towards the dugout. Now settles back in. How about another one? Here's a fly ball sent out towards center. This will actually not leave the infield. My depth perception could always use some work as Jones hops underneath it and makes the catch to end the inning. But the Lady Chiefs add another 3 runs. 3 runs here on 3 hits. There were no errors. And there was one runner left stranded over on third. So 5-0 our score as we move on into the bottom half of the second. We'll see if Waynesville, they can brew anything offensively. Back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here to Waynesville for the bottom of the second. Waynesville trailing this one to Kickapoo 5-0. 3 runs across in the top half of the inning for the Lady Chiefs, but you have 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Lady Tigers here. Starting things out, Reagan Grosswiener. First pitch, swinging away, high pop up. This towering foul territory, and nobody's going to get to that one. Muldoon behind the plate, trying to locate that one, but that was sky high. Enough time for Henderson at first and Facklem over at third to make their way down the lines as well. But it is going to go 0-1 here. So Reagan stands in, batting at 176. 0-1 delivered from Scott. It's inside, ball 1. That would be 6 hits and 34 at-bats, 4 singles and 2 doubles. 6 RBIs, scored 8 times. Next pitch, also misses the zone. It's ball 2. Second on the team in runs scored is Grosswiener. Only trailing Alyssa Hillman. Of course, normally batting at that top of the lineup. Here's a pitch that misses outside. And how about a 3-1 count now? So 3 straight outside the zone delivered by Scott. Again, Allison Scott. But now here's a pitch. Too low. Ball 4. And Waynesville will have their first base runner here with nobody out. So Reagan Grosswiener manages to find her way aboard. We'll see if they can't move her around now as here comes Soraya Horsey. Horsey batting from the right-hand side. Batting .333. 7 hits, 21 at-bats. First pitch on the way. Horsey trying to lay a bunt down. Throw goes over to first. Not in time, though, as Grosswiener gets back safely. So Horsey trying to lay down the bunt on the first pitch. Misses, and it goes 0-1. Sutland back in. The next pitch. Also swung on and missed. Now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The next delivery, too high. Another throw to first. But this time, Grosswiener gets back again. Muldoon not afraid to challenge the runner over there on first. A couple throws over to the bag. So the 1-2 is brought in by Scott. In there, strike 3 called. Scott's got her 3rd strikeout. And there'll be 1 down now. 1 down for Brittany Davison. Davison going to settle in left-hand side. Batting .200 for the season. First pitch here delivered outside. It's ball 1. 7 hits, 35 at-bats for Davison. That includes 2 doubles. 4 RBIs as well for the first baseman. Here's a swing, foul ball, left side. Evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the 1-1, again swinging on, and again fouling it off over the left fence. Davison behind in the count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. After Davison, we'd see Voigt, Riley Voigt. She'll get a look here today. Next pitch outside, trying to get her to chase. Davison not buying it though, it's 2-2. So an even count for the second time in this at-bat. We had 1-1, now we have 2-2. Here's that 2-strike pitch. Too low, ball 3 will go full. I'm telling you, we've seen plenty of full counts today. Obviously, mostly on the other side of things when you flip the teams, but it's the 3rd time today we've seen a full count against a Waynesville batter. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on, miss, strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts now. That runner still holding over on first, and here comes Riley Voigt. So Voigt getting an opportunity in the batting lineup. Of course, we've seen her a lot this season, but usually has the flex out in the outfield. In the lineup today, she watches the first pitch, find the outer edge for strike 1. Voigt 1 hit and 13 tries. Batting at .077. 0-1 on its way, also in there. And it's 0-2. Deep hole here. Scott delivers the next pitch. Too low in the dirt. Ball 1. In the dirt, in the turf, whatever you want to call it. Of course, full turf field here in Waynesville. Next pitch, the 1-2. Inside. 2-2. Umpire clarifying just a little bit inside. Very precise. But it is an even count here as Voigt's fought back from the 0-2. Next pitch, also too low. How about another full count? Voigt with the good eye here at the moment. Able to lay off some of these pitches. Runner on first. Full count here with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Grosvenor taking off, swing, and a ground ball. Left side. Could be a close play. Voigt trying to hustle down the line. She's going to be safe. Throw actually goes by the bag. And she'll find her way in here. And that'll go down as a base knock for Voigt. A slow roller down the third base side. Voigt trying to hustle through the bag there, was able to find her way in. So it's runners at the corners here. Waynesville with a chance. Maybe put that run on the board. Right again, Grosvenor over at third. Here's Joe Jones. Jones batting 8th, batting from the right-hand side. First pitch, too low. It's ball 1. Jones for the year. Where is she? There she is. 6 hits, 28 tries, batting at .214. The 1-0. High fly ball left side. That's going to be deep. Moving back on to left fielder, but that's going to be off the wall. That's going to score 1 run. Coming into third is Voigt. She is going to stop there at third, but it's going to be an RBI double here for Joe Jones, and the lead's cut to 4 here at 5-1. Jones gave that one a ride. That was about 10 feet away from possibly clearing that fence out and left. She caught all of it. But it is the RBI double. It'll be second and third with 2 outs. Here comes Kendall Cobb. Two straight hits here for Waynesville. As Cobb stands in. Batting at 105. First pitch. Swung on, missed, strike one. So Gross-Wiener comes all the way around to score after finding her way aboard on the leadoff walk. Those 2 outs, though, still on the board. Those were back-to-back strikeouts. Next pitch, called strike 2. But then Voigt finds herself a single. And then Jones, of course, the double to left. So 0-2 here. Scott delivers the next pitch to Cobb. Caught a piece of it. She'll stay alive for another one. Cobb trying to keep the inning going here with runners on second and third. The next 2-strike pitch from Scott. Changed speeds, but again, Cobb's able to foul it off. How about a third try? After Cobb, we go back to the top of the lineup. The next pitch is swung on miss. That'll be strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So, Waynesville does put a run on the board, their first run in 3 games, as they do find 1 run here on 2 hits. There were no errors. There were 2 runners left on base. So we move to the top of the third. It's now a 4-run game. It's Waynesville 1, Kickapoo 5. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back to it here in Waynesville. Lady Tigers able to pick themselves up a run, cut the deficit to 4. An RBI double. Joe Jones doing the damage, but here's a fly ball out to right. Coming up on its Boyd, slides and makes the catch. A nice play out in right. Jennifer Boyd diving after it, and that'll be out number 1. Callie Muldoon flies out to right here to begin the third. Saw her do it during IOs this in pregame. That'd be cool to see it again during the game, and you know what? As it is, we saw it. So, fly out to right to begin the third. Now here's another fly ball, foul left side, giving chases Voigt, but it'll land softly there for strike 1.
At the plate, number 18, Kaylee Henderson.
You love to see the defensive hustle out there, especially one that takes away potentially 1 bag or 2. We need some solid defensive work out there as you try to keep the deficit at 4. Again, top of the third here today. Kickapoo leading Waynesville. Next pitch. Outside the ballpark once again. Foul to the right. It's 0-2. Henderson 0 for 1 today. Kaylee Henderson, who stands at the plate. She struck out her first time up. One of 2 strikeouts for Ray today. Ray with the advantage, the 2-strike pitch. Line drive, right center, that might be extra bases. That's going to roll all the way up to the fence as Hillman picks it up out in center. Throw over to second, it's not going to be in time. And it'll be a 1-out double here for the first baseman, Henderson.
Number 23, Ellie Chevy.
Challenger with the 2-strike pitch, and Henderson delivered. And so, there'll be a runner in scoring position now for right fielder Ellie Chevy. Chevy going to watch the first pitch go by for a called strike 1. Chevy 1 for 1. Picked up the single, then eventually came around to score one of those 3 runs in the second inning. Oh, 1 on the way now. Trying to go inside with it, but goes too far in, 1-1. Next pitch, the 1-1, fouled off. Rattles around, it'll go 1-2. Two-strike pitch, goes outside with it, swung on, missed. Fooled Chevy with the pitch, and that's strikeout number 3 for Ray. There'll be 2 down now. Runner still on second here for the designated player, Katie Vaughn. Waynesville looking to put up a 0 here in this half inning. Has an opportunity to as the first pitch to Vaughn is delivered inside. Vaughn 0 for 1, grounded out to the pitcher. The 1-0, line drive out in the right center. May have jinxed it a bit there. Boyd's going to play it out in the right as Henderson comes around third. She's going to score and makes it a 6-1 ball game. The lead's back up to 5. I should have known better than to say anything. With certainty. You can call it the old commentator's curse, the announcer's jinx, whatever word you want to use. But the fact of the matter is that Vaughn found a pitch she liked and put it out in the right center. Vaughn stands at first now with 2 outs. Attempted bunt, pulls it back, pitch high and inside. As Vaughn takes second. So 6-1 our score now. As Pilly stands in, she reached on a fielder's choice her first time up. Waynesville going for the play at home plate. So here's a foul ball to the screen for strike 1. One count here. Again, top of the third. Next pitch, fouled off. Right side, just barely going to stay in the ballpark here, and it goes 1-2. This ball game just under an hour old. Of course, got started a little bit late here today due to some technical difficulties on Kickapoo's side. But we are on the top of the third. Next pitch, ground ball over towards first. Davison has it. She's going to dive for the bag, and she's going to put her glove on it to record the final out of the inning. So 3 unassisted to end the third, but Kickapoo does add that run back. They pick up 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left over on base. How about we move on over to the bottom half of the third? Waynesville coming up to the plate once again. They trail by 5 here to Kickapoo, 6-1. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here in Waynesville, kicking off the bottom of the third. Alyssa Hillman going to foul things off. To the left side it goes, 0-1. Connor Harbin here with you today, Z102.3. Waynesville able to add a run back in the second. RBI double for Joe Jones. So here's a swing and another foul ball left side. This could be playable, though. 2 Lady Chiefs going after it, and they're actually going to make contact, and the ball's going to fall. It'll go down as a foul, but Looks like we may have somebody slow to get up down there. Two Lady Chiefs going after the ball, the foul ball. And there was a bit of a collision there. So, we'll go ahead and take a look at her down there. And we'll go ahead and take an injury timeout. We'll go ahead and do that here. So we'll go ahead and take 60 seconds, get back to it here. I'll let you know if we've gotten back to play here. But again, an injured Kickapoo Lady Chief. We'll take ourselves 60 seconds. Come back in just a moment. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here in Waynesville as the injured Kickapoo Lady Chief, that is Reese Harrell, the left fielder. Again, making contact, chasing after the foul ball, colliding with the third baseman, Facklum. She is up and walking around here, but I do not know if she will be continuing on as she is walking back towards the Kickapoo dugout. So we'll see if Harrell stays in the game, but of course, as it stands, 6-1. Our score here at the moment, as she will be subbed out here. We'll get you a number on the new player stepping into the ball game here, but it looks like that'll be it for Harrell. 6-1 our score. Of course, we are in the bottom of the third. It will be Alyssa Hillman at the plate, facing an 0-2 count as we come back. Looks like our new player has been sent in. I lost my pen there for a second. Number 6, and now I need to find my roster. There it is. Lily Hauser will step in here to take things over. Hauser, graduating in 2026. What would that make her? A freshman, I do believe. Is that right? Yes, 2026. That's 4 years from now. So a freshman, now playing out in left for Kickapoo. As we'll take care of the substitution. Looks like we're good to go. Our home plate umpire stepping back in. Get an 0-2 count. About 20 minutes to the top of the 6 o'clock hour. As Scott settles back in. Hillman trying to avoid a second strikeout. 0 for 1 on the day. Here is the pitch. Grounds it down the first base side, but it's going to curl foul. Hillman actually able to sneak under the ground ball there. Bit of an odd one, but it is still going to be 0-2. After Hillman would be Riley Grosvener. Next 0-2. Again slaps it to the left side. Couple would-be strike threes fouled off. We'll get a third helping here at 0-2. Hillman, Grosvener, and Ray. That's who we've got coming up for sure. So next 0-2 is swung on missed for strike 3. Hillman strikes out for the second time tonight, and that brings us to Riley Grosvener. Riley 0 for 1, popped out to short the first try today. She steps in to face Scott, who has now recorded 6 strikeouts for the game. First pitch, well inside, it's ball 1. Quick 1-0 count here to the catcher, Grosvenor. And the next one, that might be same spot, but it's going to be called strike one. So an even count, ones across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Waynesville 1 run today, coming in that last half inning. Next pitch also finds the inside edge, 1-2. Need good 2-strike hitting. Here's the next one. Chase to pitch high. That'll be strike 3. Make it 7 now for Allison Scott. And the first 2 are down here as Emma Ray settles back in. Ray also looking to change her fortunes from her first time up. She was also a victim of a strikeout. But comes up to the plate here with the base paths empty with 2 away. First pitch of the at-bat. Ray swinging away, sends a high fly ball out towards center. It is going to be playable out there as Akers makes the track, steps over to her left, and makes the play for the final out of the inning. So Ray gives it a ride, but unfortunately Waynesville goes 1, 2, and 3 here in this half inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Score remains at 6-1 in favor of Kickapoo. Top of the 4th when we come back. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here in Waynesville as we'll get an opportunity to see the substitution for the Kickapoo Lady Chiefs as we enter the top of the 4th. Lily Hauser at the plate. Again, batting for the injured Reese Harrell. First pitch from Emma Ray. Up high, it's going to be ball 1. Connor Harbin here with you, Z102.3. Next pitch, slapped down the third base side, but it goes foul. 1-1. 6-1 our score. Waynesville trailing by 5. Kickapoo put up at least 1 run in each of the game's 3 innings. One delivered. Finds the lower outside corner. Strike 2 now. Ray today working on a 3-strikeout performance. He's given up 6 hits, 6 runs. 2-strike pitch on its way. Outside, ball 2. He's having to work for those 3 strikeouts. Does have an opportunity for a 4th here, though. Next 2-strike pitch. Fouled it off. Kind of what I'm talking about here. We've seen plenty of 2-strike fouls today. Next 2-2. Line drive, left side, and that's going to land in fair territory. It's going to roll into the corner here as Hauser rounds second. She's going to stay there, and it'll be a double here for the freshman Hauser. A double to start things off, and that brings us back to the top of the Kickapoo order. It'll be Taylor Akers. Left-handed batting center fielder. Currently 1 for 1 on the day. Walked to start off the game. She scored. Then an RBI single in inning number 2. Taking off for third is Hauser. Throw comes in, not in time. So now a runner on third, nobody out, and a 1-0 count here to the plate. But Akers has scored 2 of the 6 Kickapoo runs today. I've not been able to record an out on Akers today. Here's a foul ball. Well struck, but foul off the net. It's 1-1. After Akers would be Taryn Hargart. It's the 1-1's delivered in, trying to slap it, but it goes foul. 1-2 now. Yet another 2-strike count. Here is the 1-2. Line drive, right side, could be trouble, gets down, that's going to go all the way to the wall. Run will score, make it 7-1. We'll see how many bags Akers tries to go here. She's going to try to make it an inside the park. Here's Jones with the throw, and she is going to be safe. An inside the park home run. Or Taylor Akers. Make it 8-1 in favor of Kickapoo. So a 2-run inside the park home run. Second game in a row. Waynesville's been the victim of an inside the park home run. And the lead now stands at 7. Ground ball left side, but foul. That's Taryn Haggart. Pitch on the way. Runs inside, actually makes contact with Haggart, but they're going to say she swung. Was trying to step through the box on the swing. And so we go 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Fouled it off to the backstop. Base paths empty. Nobody out here in the 4th. 7 runs our deficit. Kickapoo continuing their streak of scoring at least 1 run in every inning today. 2 runs in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, now 2 here in the 4th. Ray slows things up once again, but it's fouled down the third base side. Haggart continues to foul off pitches. Next 0-2. Here's a ground ball over towards short. Cobb, throw to first, not in time. That'll be an infield single for Haggart. So 3 straight hits to begin the 4th.
Number 20, Carly Facklin.
With a runner aboard first now, and still nobody out. Here comes Carly Facklin. Facklin back in, takes a cut at the first pitch and fouls it off. Facklin today, she's 1 for 2. Picked up a single back in the first and later came around to score. Popped out to second, just beyond second base. Back in inning number 2. Another foul ball. And wouldn't you know it, another 2-strike count. The first 2 strikes have been particularly easy to get for Waynesville. It's just getting strike number 3. See if this might be the one. Again, nobody out. Next pitch, runs inside, and that's going to hit her. That one runs inside. Our first hit by pitch of the day. Facklin finds her way aboard. Haggart going to make her way over to second. And with nobody out, here's Callie Muldoon. Muldoon squaring up to bunt. Lays it down the first base side, but foul. No balls, 1 strike. Next pitch, ground ball over towards short. That's going to get past Cobb. That's going to score a run. 1 run will come home. That makes it 9-1. And the runners will hold at second and third. Ground ball over to short. Unfortunately, the runner coming across right as Cobb. And the ball met. So the ball does sneak out into left center. So we'll have a talk with the umpires here. Maybe arguing runner interference, perhaps. Could have a case here. But they'll talk things over here for a moment as we also get an infield visit for the Waynesville Lady Tigers. So while they talk things over, again, just another reminder, this isn't even our last broadcast this week. Tomorrow, again, back on the road to Lebanon, taking on the Yellow Jackets football style. Waynesville versus Lebanon. Of course, Waynesville trying to break a losing streak. And meanwhile, Lebanon, well, they've been one of the better teams in the area for sure. But we'll see how things go tomorrow. Of course, 6:30 pregame and, of course, 7 o'clock start. Myself, Garrett Bowles, will be calling the action for you right here, Z102.3. So make sure to tune into that, and then make sure to tune in to some softball next Tuesday. We're right back here. Of course, Waynesville will not be the next time that they're in action. They actually have something coming up this weekend at the AA softball tournament. Won't be traveling with them there, but we'll pick things back up as they take on the Rolla Lady Bulldogs. That'll be a 4:30 start. And on Thursday next week, we'll see Parkview here in Waynesville as well. Our two umpires still talking things over here. Remember, it was a ground ball over to short. Cobb trying to field it. There's a little bit of contact between shortstop, runner, and softball. Still just waiting on an official decision there. Could be the difference between a run here. The runner who scored was the runner who was involved on the play. Of course, it's all hearsay at the moment, but we'll just have to wait for a decision. It's turned into a rather large conference here. It's one way or another. We'll see the next batter up being Kaylee Henderson. So they're going to call her safe, and so the score will stand. So no runner interference on the play. And it'll be 9-1 in favor of Kickapoo. And now we'll get a courtesy runner here for the catcher in Muldoon. So 3 runs across now here in the 4th. And 2 runners still aboard. Facklum stands over on 3rd. And now the pinch runner for Kickapoo. That'll be Riley Wilson, who stands over on 2nd. Will be a single for Muldoon when it's all said and done, actually. Yeah. Now we'll get another pause in the action here. As we make sure we get the new player into the ball game logged in. So, nice little break here, but looks like we're all finally set to get back to it. Kaylee Henderson stepping in right-hand side. 1 for 2 in today's game. Vastly different fortunes. A strikeout and a double. First pitch. Soft ground ball over to second. Might trade out for run here as the throw goes over to first in time. But that'll be run number 10. An RBI ground out here for Henderson. Muldoon moves over to third. Facklum comes home to score. Excuse me, not Muldoon, but Wilson will come over to third. It'll be Ellie Chevy at the plate. 1 away now. First pitch, called strike 1. Chevy 1 for 2 as well with a single and a strikeout. Flip him around, had a single in the second, and then a strikeout in the third. 0-1, here's a comebacker to the circle. Going to watch the runner at third, now throws it to first in plenty of time. Had plenty of time to look over there. And that'll be out number 2.
21, Katie Vaughn.
So after a little bit of trouble to start the inning, 2 straight outs now. And to the plate, the designated player, Katie Vaughn. First pitch to Vaughn. Ground ball over to second. Jones has it. She'll flip it to first in time. And that'll be 3 straight outs here to end the inning. 1-4-3 for the final out of the inning. And that'll take us to the bottom of the 4th. But Waynesville, they now trail here by 9. 4 runs come across. 4 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. How about we move on now to the bottom of the 4th, like I said. Your score, Kickapoo 10, Waynesville 1. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Bottom of the 4th here in Waynesville. 10-1 our score. Lady Tigers trailing Kickapoo here today. First pitch to Reagan Grosvenor. It's going to be called outside. Ball 1. 4, 5, and 6. Grosvenor, Horsey, and Davison all set to take their cuts. 1-0 now. Hard hit ground ball over to short. Haggart scoops it up, though, and the throw to first is in time for the first out of the inning. It's Connor Harbin here with you, Z102.3. Waynesville's lone run came back in the 2nd. RBI double here for Joe Jones, but now we see a pinch hitter. Hitting for Horsey, will be Giselle Perez. Of course, Horsey, the designated player here today. Perez will now take the mantle. See if she can make good on the opportunity. Perez batting .259. .259 with 7 hits and 27 tries, all of which have been singles. Perez 3 RBIs, and she's scored 7 runs this season for the Lady Tigers. First pitch in at the knees, it's strike 1. Brittany Davison in the on-deck circle. She will be up next. Scott delivers the 0-1. Big swing and a miss. It's strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. The next pitch, too high. Perez holding off on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 now. That skips to the plate. 2-2. Too high, now too low. It's brought us back to an even count. 1 away. Ground out to short, starting things off here in the 4th. Scott, next pitch. That's a foul. Catching just enough of it to keep herself alive. Perez. Scott coming in back in quickly, and another foul ball. Same direction. Just needs to straighten it out. Catch just a little bit more of the bat. Trying to get someone going here. Trailing by 9. Next 2-2. Changing speeds, and Perez fooled. Bit out in front of it, and that'll be strikeout once again for Allison Scott.
Number 16.
First two are away, and that brings us to Brittany Davison. As I mentioned in the pregame, Scott, all-conference, actually pitcher of the year. Goes even beyond all-conference. She's been very solid tonight, for sure, racking up the strikeouts. Brittany Davison, hard hit ground ball to third, but it's fielded cleanly. Across the diamond it goes to end the inning. So 1-2-3 goes Waynesville here in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. To the fifth inning we go, top of the fifth. Again, the deficit still 9 here. It's Waynesville 1, Kickapoo 10. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. No one count here to Michaela Pilley as we get going here. Brand new inning, the top of the fifth. Waynesville trailing by 9 here today to Kickapoo, 10-1. Connor Harbit here with you, Z102.3. Here's a high fly ball out towards center. Hillman steps back on it, makes the catch, and that'll be out number 1. Hillman plays it well out there in center. That brings us back around once again to Lily Hauser. Hauser getting her second trip here in as many innings. Stepped in the fourth. 1 for 1 on the day is Hauser. Picked up a double. Facing a 1-0 count. Next pitch from Ray. Makes contact, pops it up left side. Could be trouble, but going after it's Cobb, and she makes the grab. A long way to go for Kendall Cobb, but she's able to grab it within the glove. That's what you're trying to do out there, and of course that'll be out number 2. Not a very eloquent way to say it, but just know she traversed quite the distance to get out there to make that one. So the first 2 are away. But we go back to the top of the lineup. Here's Taylor Akers. Akers having herself a whale of a day. Has made base 3 times, has scored 3 runs. Last time, 2 RBI inside the park home run. 0-1. Fly ball out towards left. Voigt underneath it, makes the grab. And that'll end the inning. So how about a very quick top half of the fifth? 1-2-3. Goes Kickapoo in this half inning. That'll break the streak of runs scored. But no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base here for Kickapoo in the fifth. Back to the bottom of the fifth we go. Still 10-1 in favor of Kickapoo. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Bottom of the fifth here in Waynesville. As a quick top half of the inning brings the Lady Tigers back to the plate. 7, 8, and 9. Bottom of the lineup coming up here in this half inning. Connor Harbin here with you. Z102.3. Riley Voigt settles in. Facing Scott, the first pitch swung on, missed for strike one. Voigt 1 for 1 today. Was able to lay down a slow ground ball down the third base side her first time up. Was able to beat out the infield single. Next pitch, though, is going to follow its way in for strike two. Quick 0-2 count here against the left fielder, Voigt. Scott delivers the next one. Falls in, strike three. 3 pitches, 3 strikes to start off the fifth.
Number 13, Joe.
And that brings us now to Joe Jones once again. Jones responsible for the lone RBI today for Waynesville. Flashback to the second inning. An RBI double for the Waynesville second baseman. Of course, was left stranded herself, as here's a swing and a miss for strike one. Next pitch on its way. Hard hit ground ball, third base side. Goes foul. Jones finds herself down 0-2. The count. Next pitch. Swung on, missed. So 6 pitches, 6 strikes.
Number 17, Kendall.
And Kickapoo pitcher Allison Scott continues her strong day in the circle. So, first 2 are down. Here comes Kendall Cobb. Cobb 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Try to keep the 5th inning alive. First pitch of the at-bat. It's too low. Down below the knees for ball 1. Cobb, number 9 in the batting order. After this, we would go back to the top. The 0-1 swung on, or excuse me, the 1-0 swung on. And that'll bring it 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. And again, 2 away. Next pitch, fouled it off. Off towards the Kickapoo dugout. It'll become strike 2. Standing back in now, the 1-2. Popped it up. Just barely in front of home plate. Now drifting back. Calling off is the third baseman, Facklem. And she'll make the catch to end the inning. So another 1-2-3 inning here for Waynesville. No runs. No hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. New inning, top of the 6th. With Kickapoo still leading this one 10-1. Again, back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball, Z102.3. A 1-0 count here in the top of the 6th. Make it 2-0 here to Taryn Hagart to start off the 6th. Connor Harbin here with you. Z102.3. 10-1 our score. Kickapoo out in front of Waynesville. Emma Ray in the circle, continuing to work as she delivers strike 1. Waynesville able to get their first 1-2-3 inning in the previous half inning. Pop out and 2 flyouts. Solid play by the outfield in that last half inning. Here's a ground ball sent third base side for strike 2. Really solid play all around from the defense. Voigt, Hillman, and then Cobb, who caught that ball in foul territory for the third out. Here's a ground ball back to the circle. Ray has it. Over to Davison it goes for out number 1.
Number 20, Carly Facklin.
So a ground out begins the 6th. That brings us now to Carly Facklin. Facklin today is 1 for 2. First pitch of the at-bat. It's a ground ball over to third. Reagan Grosvenor has it over to Davison, who stretches out for it. And is able to make the grab for out number 2. So 2 ground outs now. Nice stretch there from Davison over on first. Tough play to make over there, but there are 2 down now for Callie Muldoon. First pitch outside, it's ball 1. Next pitch. Foul it off towards the tennis courts, 1-1. So even count, 2 outs. First 2 batters are gone. 1 strike pitch. Ground ball to the backstop. It's 1-2. Next pitch, line drives, third base side, fair ball. Voigt has it out and left, taking off for seconds. Muldoon, she'll have herself a double. So the first 2 retired, but Kickapoo not going quietly here in the 6th. They'll now have a runner aboard over on second, maybe a pinch runner coming up here, courtesy runner. And that's what we'll see once again. We'll have a pinch runner. Riley Wilson.
Number 18, Kaylee Henderson.
Wilson will run for the catcher. So that brings us to Kaylee Henderson. So the Waynesville streak of 8 consecutive outs unfortunately comes to an end. Still 2 outs here in this inning, but here's a line drive out towards left. That ball is going to be bobbled out and left by Voigt. The run's going to come home to score. Throw to second is going to be there in time. So they will record the third out of the inning. And I believe that'll make it a 10-run ball game here at 11-1. So the deficit stands at 10 now. They get the third out, but the run scores. And they'll be 11-1 in favor of Kickapoo. So we'll go ahead and take ourselves another 60-second break. We'll come back here with the bottom of the 6th here in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Bottom of the 6th here, Alyssa Hillman going to foul things off. As we start off with an 0-1 count. Waynesville now trailing by 10. Final play of the inning. Kaylee Henderson thrown out at second, but a run scoring on the play. So it's a 10-run deficit here. Waynesville's going to need to score themselves a run. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Again, we're at the top of the Waynesville order with Hillman, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Waynesville 2 hits in this one. Hillman going to reach out and foul one off to the left. And we'll stay at 0 and 2. Got the marching band somewhere in the distance. Trying to get a read on it. Can. Might be off to our right. I'll have to go find out later. 0-2 count to Hillman. Next pitch. Trying to lay one outside again, but it's going to go 1 and 2. Hillman, Riley Grossfiner, and Emma Ray. Again, your top of the batting order. One, two. Another foul ball, third base side. Hillman staying alive yet again. She looks to start something here. Again, Waynesville's going to need a run here in this half inning. Trailing by 10. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout to begin the bottom of the 6th. And here comes Riley Grossfiner. So Grossfiner in 0 for 2. A pop out and a strikeout. Facing Scott once again. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Some of those clouds up in the sky starting to move away as well. Seeing much more blue out there. 0-1. High and inside. It's ball 1. Again, the temperature tomorrow expected to be much similar. So we should have very good weather for tomorrow's football game over in Lebanon. Then we'll just get a random 90-degree day out of nowhere. With the 1-1. Thought about it. Kind of checked herself there, but it's going to be ruled strike 2. Literally 90 degrees on Saturday and then right back down into the 70s. 1-2. Up high. 2 and 2. You know, I'm not going to worry myself with it. It's just another day here in Missouri. Here in the Midwest, really. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and again 1 away. Next pitch to Grossfiner. Swung on and missed. Making another strikeout.
Number 5, Emma Ray.
First 2 are down now here for Waynesville. It'll be Emma Ray trying to avoid the 1-2-3 inning. So Ray settling in. First pitch drops low, ball 1. Ray's day 0 for 2, strikeout, and a particularly well-struck fly ball out to center. Last time up in the 3rd. 1-0, swings away, fouls it off to the net for strike 1. Ray settling back in. The next pitch from Scott. Again, too low. And Ray will get ahead and count 2-1. On deck is Reagan Grossfiner. The inning continues on past this point. 2-1. Swung on. Fly ball out towards right. Back onto Chevy. She'll make the catch. And that'll be the end here of the bottom of the 6th. That'll do it here for the bottom of the 6th, and I believe that'll do it for the ball game as well. So this one's going to be called here by the run rule at 11-1. So a 10-run rule here today. So Waynesville unfortunately falls to the Kickapoo Lady Chiefs 11-1. So tell you what we'll do what we always do. We'll go ahead and take 60 seconds. I'll go ahead and get my lines set for you. We'll come back. We'll talk over some numbers here today, and then we'll set you up for our next broadcast and our next softball broadcast here as well. Those are going to be on 2 different days. So again, final score here today, Kickapoo 11, Waynesville 1. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball, Z102.3. Back here in Waynesville, unfortunately, the Lady Tigers fall here tonight to Kickapoo via run rule in 6 innings, 11-1. The final score here in this one, Waynesville kind of holds it off there for a couple innings. Was able to record 8 consecutive outs, really had it going on defensively, but unfortunately just couldn't get it done with the bats again here today. So Connor Harbert with you, Z102.3, very, very briefly wrapping things up on this one as Waynesville falls to 7-9 on the season. Kickapoo, they win their 9th straight and improve to 16-4 on the season. Waynesville today, 1 run on 2 hits. They commit no errors. It was very solid defensive effort. Kickapoo getting it done with the bats here today. That's really kind of code for that. But they do leave 2 on base, Waynesville does. Meanwhile, Kickapoo, they score 11 runs, on 10 hits. They commit no errors as well, and they leave 3 on base as well. Some players to note for Waynesville here today, of course, 2 hits, but the big run today came from the RBI double. Joe Jones able to pick it up there from that number 8 slot, so shout out to Jones. Of course, the other hit on the day actually came just before that in the same inning. It was Riley Voigt who was able to pick up a single there as well. So Waynesville, 7-9 on the season. We will join them next Tuesday. That is our next broadcast. It will not be the next time that Waynesville is in action, but of course, they will move on now to the AA softball tournament. We'll pick them up there, and of course, hopefully we'll get a report on what they're able to accomplish here this weekend. But on Tuesday, they are back here in Waynesville. They will be taking on the Rolla Lady Bulldogs. That'll be a 4:30 first pitch, so a 4:15 pregame. Then, of course, Thursday we'll have that broadcast for you as they play against Parkview as well. But our next broadcast in total is tomorrow. Make sure to tune in to Z102.3. Again, the Waynesville football team, they travel to Lebanon. So just a little bit down I-44, taking on the Yellow Jackets. Myself, Garrett Bowles, will be on the call. 6:30 start and a 7 p.m. kickoff there for you on that one. Hopefully you'll tune in then, but for now, we'll go ahead and close things out. We'll send it on back to the studio. For everyone back in the studio, I am Connor Harbert. Hope you enjoyed listening to this one as much as I enjoy bringing it to you here tonight. Again, your final score, Kickapoo 11, Waynesville 1. You're listening until next time. You've been listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Good night, everybody. Be good people.